And
Like,
I had my first contact with you was when I was with Corey in her
yeah.
group, and I got a reading from you.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. Uh,
Can't
yeah. Are you still?
find the reading anymore, though. It's sad.
Oh, you can't find it?
I don't
Oh.
know where I saved it, but
Uh,
it was. Well, it was from the before times, so I think things have changed.
yeah, yeah. The before times. It's
I
hilarious.
mean, not. I mean, it's human design, so things haven't changed that much. But
Yeah. Um, yeah. Are you still connected over there?
no, she went down that rabbit hole during.
Mhm. Um,
Enough about her.
right, right. Yeah, yeah. Plenty of time down the, yeah, whatever. The, the okay, so first, thank you for being willing to do this. It takes a lot of guts to have your stuff recorded and put out for the public. And the reason I wanted to do this, well, first of all, you just signed a release form. You know it's public. It's going on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Lawyer, legal stuff. Um, the reason I wanted to do these is we learn best from each other. And coaching and therapy and stuff like that is all done in isolation. And so I had some extra time on my hands, and I thought this would be great for people to learn, for us to learn from each other, to be able to see what happens and know what a session should look like. You should come into the session with a something, and you should leave with a something. It shouldn't be just chit chatting and, shooting the shit for an hour and ending up stuck. So, a lot of times when people fill out that intake form, by the time they get here, that has changed. So where I just want to check in with you and see where you want to start.
Um, that's a great question. I'm kind of just open to whatever. I know that I said on the intake form that I feel really stuck in
Yeah.
every area.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
But I did Friday started with a new therapist and
Okay.
the somatic work, which is
Oh,
much better
perfect.
for me than CBT where you're just
Oh
talking back
yeah.
and forth because I can talk around something for
Oh
days,
sure.
but
Yeah.
like doing activities and getting my hands on things,
Yes.
um, much better for me.
Yeah.
Um, and I also joined a new gym this week too.
Okay.
So
Oh wow, good.
yeah, and I went on this little march yesterday. So
I was so upset that I couldn't go. I was like, I want to go.
I didn't decide. I injured my right leg in some manner a few weeks ago, so I was like, I can't go.
Right.
I'll be somebody's backup. I'll go pick them up.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then when it came down to it, I was like, there are people with worse injuries than me
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
So I went and did what I could. Unfortunately, my friends were willing to stop when I was just like limping my little butt off. And so I was like, I can't. And they're like, okay. And we all walked back to the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I got home, took a shower, laid on my couch, and I was done for the rest of the night by 8.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I did it, and I feel good about being out there. So that was
Absolutely.
steps taken.
Yeah, absolutely. So, 100% agree with working with a somatic therapist. It's better than talk therapy. It's going to get you so much further. It's the blessing and curse of being intelligent. You can smoke yourself and smoke a therapist and never get anywhere. And yeah, it's just talk therapy doesn't work for most people. So
Yeah.
I'm so happy to see the increase in somatic work and coaching and things like that. So I'm going to start with that. When you say I feel stuck, where do you feel that physically?
Um, Literally frozen. Just like I'm a fight, flight, freeze person,
Yeah.
and I feel like I've been frozen for a couple of years.
Okay.
So,
When you think about that frozenness, that um, so it feels like sludgy, like just nothing moves? And is there lack of interest in moving? Like if you think about doing something, is there that immediate nah?
There was, and but after this breakup that happened in 2023, I got really sick for I had viral bronchitis for about 12 weeks.
Oh,
And then it just kind of spiraled into just not feeling good for a long time. And then just like different, this, at the same time, when I was trying to deal with the breakup, I went and saw an energy
yeah,
healer
yeah,
person who did a lot for me. But she
yeah.
was like, you have this rip, like right here.
Okay,
And everything was like coming in and bouncing off of it. So she
okay.
kind of helped me get in my body. And like
Yeah,
for the last 2 years, I'm like, this hurts. I don't like this.
yeah, right.
And my body was just like, I don't like it, this.
Yeah,
Eh.
yeah, yeah.
So maybe it's some of that, but I've had like a lot more injuries and being sick for the last couple of years. So I
Mm-hmm.
haven't felt like moving, which
Right,
then added on weight that I don't feel like moving through,
right.
and just like it all just compounded onto it.
Yeah,
And then recently I'm just like, okay, you got to make a choice.
yeah, yeah. You get those crossroads moments where it's just going to continue to spiral down
Yeah,
or not,
yeah,
or go back up again.
yeah,
So, being in the body is painful, and most of us checked out at very early ages, because we didn't have capacity to deal with what life was like.
yeah.
So it's not so somatic work is painful, and it's like the nervous system is frozen at age 3 or 4 or 5. And it's not, it's so we can talk about it as it gets just immature. We checked out. And so we never
Yeah,
developed the ability to tolerate intense sensation and
yeah.
pain and discomfort and all the things. And there's a book called The Comfort Crisis, and it's attributed to a lot of things. I absolutely agree. But I think the missing piece is we left our body, we left our awareness, and our nervous system is still there, still back in time.
I I actually remember as a kid like thinking like if anybody ever did anything to me, I would just like escape into my head and not, it wouldn't
Yeah,
happen to me. It would
right.
happen to my body. So I
Yeah,
remember thinking about that split
yeah,
and I'm just like, holy cow, what a wise little being. But
yeah,
that was an interesting choice you made, sweetie.
yeah, yeah. So when is the last time you felt alive in your life? Like you were doing stuff, if things got tough, you just went through it, you handled it.
um, I feel, well, I mean, most of my life, I feel like I've just been in survival mode, just like, just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
Okay.
I've
Okay.
felt alive enough to just like get to the next thing,
Okay.
get to the next thing, get to the next thing. But feeling joy and feeling happiness, it's not I can always remember embarrassing or triggering or angry or
Right. We remember that crappy stuff.
so much easier.
Yeah.
Like if I think back about my childhood, I remember horrible and embarrassing things, but I
Okay.
don't really remember anything that was like happy. Or there were
Okay.
a couple things, honestly, like hanging out with a couple of friends and being silly. But
Yeah.
for the most part, the big memories that impact the most are like, oh God,
Yeah.
ah, you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
even up to being an adult and like being in my body. Hilariously, it was when I was pregnant at 33.
Okay.
I was still acting like a pregnant teenager, like feeling all of this, like, oh, embarrassment and stigma, and my mother didn't help the whole matter either.
Okay.
But It took my friend, we were sitting at a hockey game at a rink in Arvada, and she looked at me and she goes, Robert, you're 33. It's you. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. I am. Like I felt like stigmatized pregnant teenager,
Yeah,
like till that point. But
yeah,
I didn't still feel any power after that. But a mind shift of like, oh, I am an adult.
yeah. You can be pregnant if you want to.
It turned out pretty well. He's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah,
but overall, I've always felt like that when I hear arrested development, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
hi,
yeah.
your poster child, you
Right,
know.
right.
And I feel like I do have immature reactions to things, but then other times I don't, you know. It's a
Yeah.
weird like
Okay.
mishmash,
Just
you know.
how you're resourced for the day. Some days we have lots of resources and we can talk ourselves through things. And some days we don't. And when we don't, we fall into what's familiar, that familiar bad feeling place.
Yeah,
We get by, right? So what I
yeah,
hear is a lot of getting by,
yes,
just enough. Like yeah, just getting by. So, and when you are working with that somatic therapist and you resolve a lot of that stuff, you will be able to access more happy times. It's like the wound has to be addressed first, and everything happy is like shoved in a box in a corner. And
yeah.
you really can't access it until that stuff's out of the way. And you'll move through that quickly, I think.
Well, I was telling her about this vision that I have of this tower. It's like this, and she had these little cards that she pulled out, and I was able to
Yeah.
pick like, and then there was a picture of a knight with a castle behind, but
Yeah.
it always had this vision of this stone tower type thing
Okay.
and with a big wooden door that I
Yeah.
can't open. And I'm
Okay.
like, I don't know what's behind it, you know? Is it good? Is it
Okay.
bad? What have I locked behind there? So it's funny that that came up today
Yeah.
on Friday.
Okay, well, do you want to play with that image? That image stuck with you?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So, let's just see if there's stuff that we can see. And we'll just set the intention that we're able to do enough for you to have access to more without doing enough that's going to go too far. So I
Okay.
just like to speak to all the parts of you. Um, the one holding the key, the one on the other side of the door holding it shut, the one who's like, no, no, this is just the way it is. Let's just go back to living up here, so much easier. All those parts of you, but we usually have parts of ourselves that I want to speak to and say, what we're gonna walk through a process of see if we can open that door, and just as a reminder, consent at every step, consent at every step.
Yeah.
We will never force, we will never push through, we will never coerce or guilt or do any of the things that get done in 3D reality. We're going to issue, if it's okay with you, an invitation to your entire system to just bring forth a little bit, to just maybe hold the key or maybe turn the key or maybe open the door. We don't know. But
Yeah.
whenever you want to stop, we stop.
Okay.
Whenever resistance rises, don't push through it. If you're like, if I say, okay, go ahead and do this, and your system is like, no thanks, verbalize that because we don't
Yeah.
want to go past that. Every time our system says no thanks, there's a there's power there. There's something there for us, and we've been taught to just steamroll over it, and then we create these banks that turn into excess weight, water retention, fatigue, chronic fatigue, like autoimmune stuff starts to show up, but you don't have an autoimmune disease. Like it's all these symptoms and situations that are just backed up.
I feel like that's what these lipomas are too, like
I have those too.
chunks, little
Yeah.
chunks of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. A little hard. Yeah. I've had a few removed. They're really annoying.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Mhm.
what about that image? When you think about that image, where do you feel that in your body?
It's like a solar plexus area.
Yeah, okay. So solar plexus area is where our internal policies and procedures manual lives.
Yeah.
Whenever we're going to break a rule, we start to get flutters there like, oh, we're going to approach something and it might be risky and our solar plexus will flutter every time. So thinking about that image and that flutter in your solar plexus, just imagine that you can sort of drop into meditation state and see that tower.
Yeah.
And acknowledging the flutter and just reminding that we're just on an exploration mission here. We're just exploring what's here, what's available. So tell me about that standing in front of that tower and that door. How big is that door?
Um, Probably like 6 feet tall by 4 feet wide. It's got
Okay.
the like rounded top.
Okay. So just maybe slightly, just about the same as a people-sized door.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it made out of?
Like oak with
Okay.
like dark iron
Yeah.
cross, like in the round the ring
Oh,
door.
oh, yes. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I got you. And what's the condition? Is it old or new or weathered?
It's been sort of protected from the elements, so it doesn't look like it's old, but it doesn't look like it's set back a little bit
Okay,
into this alcove.
okay. And
Ugh.
huh?
Like got this like ugh feeling
Yeah.
just
Yeah, okay. So just really acknowledging that little feeling and just say, I see you, I see you.
Mhm.
So it's protected from the elements. So it's kind of old, but it's not like grossed out or breaking down or anything. And the what's around it? Is it bricks or stone or
Yeah,
wood?
Greystone.
Okay. What's the condition of that stone?
Um, Literally it's all 60 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So it's not in terrible condition, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
weathered.
It's got a few sore knees here and there. Yeah. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, is the door locked?
I've never tried it.
Would you like to?
Hmm. Like to try the door. It's so funny. I've been afraid of it for so long that I've never even checked to see
Yeah.
if it was
Frozen.
locked.
Yeah. It's okay. It's the
Oh,
frozen stuff. So, first, before you go much further,
yeah,
would you want to call on a resource like whatever you believe in? You know how I lump it all together and call it Team
yeah,
Invisible. But you don't have to do this by yourself.
yeah.
I'm
Oh,
here.
ow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a ouchie, huh? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. So just allow that. And let me just insert here. If we get to the end of this and you feel like it's too much to publicize, I won't. Okay, so just let yourself have your moment
I'm so used to doing everything by myself.
since very early, probably. Yeah. Do you remember if you had a line 5, 3, or 6 in your human design?
I don't know, but I can pull it up real quick.
No, no, I don't want to take you out of the moment.
Okay.
I'll look it up later. Um,
I have the martyr. What's?
Yes, okay, that's a three. You're
Yeah.
probably you're a
No,
three five. I want
1-3.
oh
One.
1 3. That would make sense. Okay. So here's why I asked that is because when you have that, you became an adult super, super young.
I used to joke with my mom. I was like, I'm the adult when you're around. And I'm like, oh, that's not so funny in retrospect.
Yeah, it's not funny. It's true, but it's not
They
funny.
all laughed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. So who can come stand with you by this door? Who can you call?
My dad.
Okay, let's have Dad there. And how does he support you? Does he stand next to you? Does he put a hand on your back?
It's like he's just like
Okay.
surrounding me from the back.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. Yeah.
he's always been like, I had this image of like, the image of my dad I always had was like the net beneath the trapeze.
Okay.
It's like I can swing on the trapeze, but he always had kid was there to catch me.
Perfect. Okay, that's perfect. So, safety net is there.
Yeah,
You don't have to do it by yourself. Going forward through your life, that will be one of your practices is to ask for help at every step, both invisible and visible. You can start asking for help on the invisible realm every single day when you wake up, when you go to sleep. So how about that door?
I can already sense on the other side that it's like sunlight.
Oh, do you deserve sunlight and joy and happiness?
I want to say yes, but there's something keeping me from it.
Okay. So let's see if you're allowed to open that door, to push it open, pull it open, have a magic wand and dissolve it.
I can pull it open, but oh wow.
Okay, just yeah, just
Like it's like how I feel in my regular life. I'm always watching other people have fun and do
yes.
all the things. And
So
like,
what I heard when you said before I asked you about deserving this, what I heard is you can't have that. That's
yeah,
for other people. That's not for you.
yeah,
You're not allowed.
no.
Okay.
I'm not allowed unless it's my mother's idea.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Unless I have permission from that one. Well, not even that. It's like she didn't want me to have fun.
Right. Okay.
Like when I was in fourth grade, you got to choose an instrument for school. And I don't know
Right.
why I hold on to this, but I do.
It's okay.
It's just an example of
It's just
how
not
it was.
resolved yet. That's the only reason it's still there. That's okay.
Yeah. And I was like, I wanted to play flute. And she said, there's so many people that play flute. You should play cello.
Okay.
There aren't that many people that play cello. And I was like, okay.
Okay.
And I played cello, and there weren't that many of us. And then I even talked to her about years later, and I was like, "What was the point of that?" She's like, "Well, if you feel like that, just go play a fucking flute." And I was like,
Right.
"That's
Super.
helpful.
Yeah.
Never mind."
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So energy space belongs to you and no permission is needed. You get to have whatever you want whenever you want it in this space. So what happens if you pull that door open? Can you pull the door
I
open?
did. I pulled it open, and
Okay.
I'm standing on the threshold, and I'm
Okay.
just watching all the cool shit.
Okay, what's on the other side? Sunlight.
Sunlight, nature. Um, it's it's like I can. It's almost like a park. Like there's It's not super clear.
Okay, that's fine.
I can sense that I can, it's a bright scene, so there's sunlight.
Okay.
And it feels like there's like trees and something,
Yeah.
but not, it's not super clear.
And what happens in your body as you're looking at that?
Um, I'm feeling a sensation in my abdomen.
Okay. Like sacral center.
Um, More like actual abdominal between
Okay.
sacral
Yeah.
and and the solar plexus.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what's that part want?
Oh, it's so not sure. It's like
Okay.
I don't know what, it's afraid. It's afraid.
Okay. So this is that frozen piece
Yeah.
or one of them. Yeah.
Like
So,
get your head on a swivel.
yeah. Okay.
Even
So,
though it's like much lighter than what's behind
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay.
me.
So, if we ask that part, that fearful part, because it's a conundrum, right? You have energy trying to go forward and energy that is rooted in desire with a prohibition against taking action on it.
My God, that's so my life.
Right. Yeah, it permeates everything.
Gas, put your foot on the gas and the brake at the
Right.
same time.
Right, right. So that tension is really exhausting and it's really hard on our bodies in so many ways.
Yeah.
So the fearful part, what does that part need in this moment to be able to maybe take one step across the threshold?
God, everything's so rooted in permission.
Yeah, very much. Yeah.
God, that's so. And I'm never going to get a permission from her. She's
No,
never going
absolutely. No,
to.
no, absolutely not.
But it's something that's been guiding everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah. So, so who of all the parts of you can hand over the permission slip? Or is there?
I don't see anybody.
Yeah, I don't either.
Or, yeah,
Okay,
nobody, nobody's been trained to fill that function.
right. Exactly. Exactly. So we have to play in the energy space with how do you get that permission slip? Does Hedwig from Harry Potter fly it to you? Does Dad give it to you? Does some hidden part of you, does somebody in that sunlit scene come forward and invite you in? Ask your system what needs to happen.
My dad could give it to me, but I don't want him to. Like, I want
Yeah,
it
it's
to
not
come from
really
me.
appropriate. Like we could use it as a stopgap measure,
Yeah.
but ideally it's not where your power is, yeah?
No. Um, there's like a shadowy person inside that I can sense, but not pull forward yet.
Okay, that's fine. Let me ask a different question.
Uh-huh.
Um, are you ready to have permission?
Oh God, yes. Because
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
like, it's not now. When?
Yeah, right, exactly. And so if you give yourself permission, what's the risk?
There isn't really one anymore. I mean, I'm friggin' 60 years old.
Right, right.
I don't. I have. distanced myself from my mother and I don't really give a shit what she thinks.
Yeah.
Well, I tell myself that, but apparently there's somewhere in me that
Yeah.
is keeping me small because
Yeah.
I care about what she says about me. Like I care, but I
Yeah.
then like the larger part doesn't, but there's
Right.
something that still does, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. This other part is like, no, I don't want to get in trouble, or I don't want to hurt her, or
Oh, I don't care about hurting her. I care about her hurting me.
yeah. Okay. So if you give yourself permission, she might hurt you.
She would try.
Yeah. And who in you intervenes in that? Because, yeah.
I think it's me now, honestly. Like having raised a child in a completely different manner than she raised me.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I see what happened. you know?
Right.
And that, how could you do that to a child,
Right.
And
Right.
it's like when I raised my child, it was kind of like this, it's like
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
whatever, whatever she would have done, I did the opposite, you
Yeah.
know? Um, and I'm like, holy shit. And yeah, I can acknowledge that she's had some really, really bad damage in her life. Some really bad shit happened to her.
Sure.
But, I can get that here and I'm getting better about getting it here. But it's like, get some help. you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, um, but at the same time, it's like, okay, Rev, get some help yourself.
Right. Yeah. So I don't want to take you too far away from that door
yeah.
and what's happening there. And this is where your intelligence can work against you because you
Mm.
go, oh, this, and then your brain's like, oh, and that, and this, and that, and
yeah.
it's together and it's this web. So just drop back into that fearful part, that part that's like, uh, mm, can't cross the door or can't cross it through the door. How's that part now? Is it shifted at all, or is it still like, no, I can't? That's for everybody else. That's not for me.
Yeah. I want to shut the door again.
Okay, that part wants to shut the door again.
Yeah. Oh, big
Yeah,
girl.
okay. Yeah, we're just honoring that
Oh,
that's doesn't
so
want
much
it.
fear.
Yeah, okay. So here's a something to consider. I wonder if the what's on the other side of the door could come where you are.
Oh, oh. It's funny. Yeah, it can. Um, and it's just like in a movie when you like see the little tendrils of whatever, tendrils
Yeah.
of magic and sparkle
Yes, yeah.
coming through.
Yeah, okay.
That's what is coming through.
Okay.
How it
Oh, that's
like
great. Yeah.
splashes over things and starts to change it to like
Yeah.
the lighter
Okay.
stuff. So it's drying.
Okay. So I wonder if you could hold your hand out and let just one of those sparkles or one of those tendrils connect with your hand. Just one tiny little one.
Gave a little shock.
Okay.
Not a like hard one, but it was just like a
Yeah. Like
ding.
life force, electric.
Oh yeah, life force. Yeah, for sure.
So what happens with that spark or that little shock?
It does that thing where it's just like this bright. It's like a it's like a bright not shiny, but like a happy yellow
Okay.
and pink sparkles
Yeah.
that like trying to move through the sludge, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So
I can get it in my hand, but it doesn't go much further.
that's
Like it
totally
tries
fine. That's
just up
totally
to like
fine. That's
part of
big.
my forearm.
Yeah. Okay. So that's progress.
Yeah,
And it takes time and acclimation to get used to the sensation. So I can feel like the whole thing's trying to move through. So let's play with just having one particle of the particle move through up your arm, is if that's allowed.
that's a little sharper. That's less comfortable than
Okay.
just like the beam. Like
Okay.
the beam's more diffuse and kind of
Oh, I see what you're
round,
saying. Yes. Yeah, yeah.
but the particle feels sharp and was
Two.
like burrowing through, and it was
Oh,
not
okay.
comfortable.
Yeah, let's not do that then.
It's like a
So,
warmth that,
okay.
man,
So let that play with that for a second and remember to support yourself. Remember to have your dad and the other energies around you hold you.
it's like a wonder thing. I'm like, that's just like so different. It's such a different feeling. It's
Okay.
like everything else like matches that stone of the wall.
Ah,
And
okay.
like there's this just like warm, flexible, fluid sort of feeling in his hand
Yeah, that's
right now.
okay. That color is a healthy solar plexus. Super
Oh
bright
yeah, yeah,
yellow.
yeah.
A healthy solar plexus writes its own rules. It
Yeah.
understands decision making and power. It's autonomy, which you didn't get. Like this is what creates this is we go to express power when we're young, and if there's someone there that will not allow that expression, it becomes frozen or forced. Some kids go the other way and they force it. But a lot of, especially women, freeze.
It's so funny the difference between my left hand and my right
Yeah,
arm, like the rest of my body. It just
yeah,
feels all floaty.
yeah. Okay. So what happens if you put your hands together?
Uh, it's not.
Okay.
No, can't do that.
Not ready to merge.
No.
Okay.
Like it has to like go through this way
Okay.
and yeah. Like you
Okay.
can't force it into the other side.
Great awareness. So when you, let's see. Well, let me just ask you to ask your system what wants to happen next.
It wants to just word play comes in.
Okay.
Like just play with it and
Yeah.
don't
Okay.
force it and just let it trickle. Like it's almost okay. This is an odd analogy, but like a dry sponge,
Yes.
like drips of water. and then like kind of allowing like the trickle, like a tiny trickle of water coming through to finally allow the whole sponge to be like that.
Yes. That's a
It's got to
beautiful
be
image.
it's got to be slow coming through, otherwise it'll be a shock and I have to stop it.
Right. Right. This is why I don't like when people talk about quantum leaps. When you do a quantum leap, you force the water, you force that sponge to expand
Yeah,
faster than the nervous system can hold. And
yeah,
generally, following a quantum leap, there's a great deal of destruction because you didn't have a body that could hold the charge. You
yeah.
know, you can
Like
hold.
it's up to just past my elbow now.
Oh, that's great. That's
So
great.
like, oh, cool.
That's miles ahead of where we
Where do you want to
started.
go now?
Yeah.
Like, I have to just be gentle and ask the questions of it.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
It has to be its idea, not my decree in a way.
Right, which is the mirror of what happened.
Mm,
You had ideas, you wanted to play, you wanted to explore, and that door was slammed shut.
yeah,
And so now you're engaging with power in play as you would have then if you could have. But it's like, okay, what do you want to do now? What do you want to create now? It's exploring, not forcing, inviting, not demanding.
it just showed up in like these three fingers.
Okay. Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's all you. Like, this is you and your sovereignty. I'm just posing questions and pointing you in a direction, but then your system is like, I know what to do here. I'm
Yeah,
intelligent. I know what this is. That part of you that's like holding the fearful part and the tower and the door and all the parts of you and exploring in a playful way.
yeah. It's when I did your programs before, and you talk about the light coming through the top of the head.
Yeah.
That never like once in a while I could get it to work, but it was never consistent. But now I'm like, oh, this is what it was supposed to feel like.
Yeah.
Whoa. Because now
Yeah.
it's up to my arm
Okay.
and then the fourth finger now.
Okay.
It's just like you see in those in movies, like the images of like sunlight going across a floor,
Yes.
kind of like that,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
slow light opening.
Yeah.
Whew.
How does that little fearful part feel about all this?
Um, it feels what's coming, but it also feels like it has my support and that I've got it, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Well,
and I don't let anything bad happen to it.
right.
It's like trust with a small t, not a capital T yet.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah,
What would it like? Would it like you to pick it up and hold it? Would it like a soft bed? What would it like?
it still needs to stand on its own right now.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what it's like? It's like this. I don't take it wrong, but it's like I imagine Churchill looking back to you to being
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
we're okay,
Yes. Yeah.
out there on her own doing her thing, but you got me,
Yes.
So that's what the little being's like in there. It's like I have to do this, but
Yeah, it's two
you know,
years old.
yeah,
That's what toddlers do, right? When your
yeah,
son was a toddler, they that's the time we're developing our power and our understanding of the world.
yeah,
Going out, but having that safety net, going out till we get scared and looking back. And
yeah,
ideally, our parents are like, "You're okay. It's
yeah,
fine. Keep going." So we go a little
yeah,
further. And you know how toddlers will go out and then they'll be out and they're playing, and then all of a sudden they realize, "Oh, I'm alone." And then they come running back and they want to hug, but then they want to go right back out again.
yeah. That's like
That's healthy
that's a
development.
toddler. It's a
A
toddler.
toddler. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I didn't know how old that part was, but it's a toddler, and it's a toddler that wants to be independent, but wasn't allowed to. Like all
yeah,
these fears were put on her,
yeah.
and couldn't do anything without permission, you know?
Right,
And
right.
so, yeah,
So it sounds like, and you tell me what you think, it sounds like what's needed here is not permission, but safety,
yeah,
support, encouragement.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
different.
The vision that comes to my mind is when I took my son for swim lessons when he was 3 and he had to jump off the side of the pool and into
Yeah,
the water,
yeah,
dunked down, and I had to bring him up.
yeah.
And the lady next to me had like a 5-year-old, and he jumped off, and she brought him up, and she was like, "Was that scary?" And I was like,
Oh,
"Oh,
don't say
hell no.
that.
Oh no. No, 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 no."
What are
So
you
when
doing? Yeah,
my son jumped in and I brought him up, I was like, "What'd you think?" You
yeah,
know? And he was like, "Hubba, hubba, hubba." And I
yeah,
was like,
yeah,
"Do you want to do it again?" And he was like, uh, "Yeah." Okay. I
yeah,
was like, "Okay, cool. Let's do
yeah.
it." You know?
That's exactly what you're recreating now. So in this sense, we can be like time travelers. We get to go back and find that and grow it up ourselves because it wants to. It wants to grow up. It's not meant to
Yeah.
stay that
Yeah.
like that.
The feeling's like here now.
Oh, good. Okay. So what's going on with that tower and the door now? That scenario, that scene. What's happening in that scene?
It's like the tower's a little, somehow I moved without realizing it, and the tower's behind me,
Okay.
but the door's still open,
Okay.
which is important. Um, but also the cloud of like sparkly yellow is surrounding me but not touching me.
Okay.
Um, like it's enveloping me, but not in a claustrophobic sort of way. Like
Okay.
it's aware of the space that I need, but it's also available when I'm ready for it.
Yes.
The tower, like the walls are still there. Huh, hang on. It's the tower is changing, but I can't describe how it's changing.
That's
It's
fine.
different. It's still there, but I want to say it's more of a foundation support thing, but that's not right either.
I know what you mean because I was just about to say it's okay to have that container because our
Yeah,
power is in like ideally our power is held in a container that flexes and fluctuates as we need it. Sometimes it's
Okay.
very close to us, sometimes it's very loose and open. So the tower may be just a symbolic representation of your own container. It-
Okay.
but ideally, and what I hear is happening is it needs to be in your control. So the tower's not restricting you. It's a safety net. It's a
Yeah.
container. It holds like riverbanks. You know, there's no river without riverbanks. There has to be some containment for that energetic flow, that water to flow. Otherwise, it's just broad, diffuse water, a
Yeah.
lake, you know.
Which really speaks to me because my son is a what a raft guide. So
Oh, yes. So if you think about that at different points along the river, when it gets broader, there's less white water. When it gets narrow, there's more
yeah.
activity. So the
I also
energy changes and flows. Yeah.
I also used to have this vision of myself like as a leaf on top of water,
Yeah.
but I couldn't reach the bottom. Like I had no contact with the underlying part.
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
like floating on the top, and I was like, but there's stuff there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was not a lotus that was
Right.
like, I was just
Yeah.
like,
Well,
"Wow."
and what I love about your system is it provides such clear uh, metaphors or analogies because this air, our upper, our thoughts, is free floating and stuff. It's not grounded,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's not deep in the earth, so it's hard to manifest. It's hard to stabilize. It's hard to be healthy. It's hard to have energy because you're not touching bottom,
yeah.
right? And you've been working on that and you're moving in that and you're going to do more with the therapist of getting um, dissolving the barrier between upper and lower.
Ooh, yeah, I like
And
the way you put that. Thank you.
yeah, so your heart is I call it Grand Central Station sometimes when I'm doing those meditations. Like we have to have that, we have to have both, or it's very hard to manifest resources and stay resourced in life with energy and money and food and all the things,
Yeah,
relationships. So because your system is so readily available for symbolism, um, first of all, are you good for now with this piece of it?
yeah. It's
Okay.
been pretty spectacular, honestly.
Yeah. So what I dislike about energy work is a lot of times people will do energy work or they'll say they can do the clearing for you, which does shit for you to carry it out into everyday life. So the way to bring everything that we just did into your everyday tangible life is, I'll throw out some suggestions for you, is first of all, journal this down. You'll get a copy of this video, so you'll have it and audio. Listen to it again so that you hear more. I really want to commend your system's capacity for imagery. Like that is amazing. And it's every piece, no symbol that you think of when you're thinking of something is accidental. It's all very relevant. The floating leaf is beautiful. I mean, of course, you're floating on top where it's mental, it's easy, it's airy, but getting
Yeah,
down into the water, into the deep zones and anchoring there and having both, that's the journey.
yeah.
Um, so when you're moving through and doing this, I would start a magic journal or a symbol journal or something where something small, like a field note size that you can carry with you. And every time you're like puzzling about something or contemplating something and you see an image like that, jot that image down. So let's bring it out of air into the real.
I also get song lyrics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go write a song about it.
No, I have a jukebox in my brain that like is on constant. Like there's
Okay.
always a song, or like somebody says something and it triggers a song, or
Yes. Okay. So a really good practice for you, because this is earth, right? It's made of paper, which is made of
Uh,
wood. This
yeah.
brings, and it's real, and you can touch it and you can hold it. And the pen has water element. It's liquid, it's fluid.
Oh, I
So
love that.
bring your air into these other elements and make them real so you can look at them and start to touch the bottom of the river. This makes
Oh,
sense.
that is beautiful.
That's how you make it.
It just made my heart go, ooh.
Oh, good. Yay. Okay. Yeah. Because if we just think about this stuff, it won't change. It
It
won't
has to.
change where it
Yeah.
matters. It's that, it won't become real. So the somatic therapist will help you bring this stuff and make it real, ideally. I hope. That's my hope for you. It should be coming out of here and becoming real and tangible, physically touching your fingers. All that gold light finding a place to land. You're creating a place to land for the things that you want with money and love and relationships and all those things. They don't have a place to land right now,
Oh my
but
God.
you're building it.
Wow. Say that again. They
There's
don't have a
no
place.
there's no place for your creations to land. You have to be physical for things to land. The things you want to appear, and they have to make their transition like that gold light. They have to filter through the layers to become something that you can touch and hold. Become a hand you can hold, become money you can hold, become a healthy body that holds you, that is your tower, your container. Does this make sense?
That's, I've done so many programs and so many things, and none of them have worked because
There's no
there's no
place.
place for it to land.
Right, right. It can't get to you. So another way to think of that is you've ordered Instacart, but you didn't give them your address.
Well, it's also that always, or the other image that's always kind of, well, that's been there for a long time is like I'm wrapped in cellophane, and
Nothing can
there's
touch you. Yeah.
nothing, yeah,
Yeah. Well, you've
all
needed it.
bounces off.
You needed it. You needed it. You needed the cellophane because you had this sensitive, young, immature nervous system that couldn't handle, like when you get a sunburn and air hurts. Like you didn't have the capacity to handle things coming physical or very visceral that agitate our nervous system. So you can go back and work your way through the recordings again and go a deeper layer if you want. Of Remember, it agitates your nervous system. Energy coming in agitates our nervous system. And then we have to sit and get comfortable, just like we did. We went as far as you could. And they're like, no, the particle feels too sharp, like it's burrowing. Okay, we don't do that. Then we soften and we soften. We receive and soften, receive, soften, titrate. You treated frostbite?
Huh?
Have you treated frostbite, somebody with frostbite? Well, when you get frostbite, you have to go into cold water. You would think warm, but that's not it. You have to go in what matches. You have
Yeah,
to match the temperature. And then you warm it a little bit and it hurts like hell. It hurts like hell. I have
yeah,
frostbite in my toes and it's incredibly painful.
yeah,
And that person has to just sit there and deal with it. And then raise the temperature. You get comfortable, you raise the temperature. Hurt, 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 hurt. Want to run, want to go back up here and be the leaf. But the difference is you have those tools. You're like, okay, let me back off a little bit. All right, let's go a little bit of gold. Okay, that's too much. Let me back off a little bit. So you just gave yourself in this session, you gave yourself a way to get comfortable when more money shows up and you want to get rid of it, or more money shows up and something happens and you have to get rid of it. It's the same process you just did with the gold light is exactly the same for everything. A new relationship, a new money threshold or thermostat. You see what I mean?
yeah.
Anything new coming in is going to agitate you and you're going to want to shove it away. But if it's something you want, you just a little bit, just a little bit. We didn't open that door and shove you through it. We
Thank you
op
for
Yeah,
that.
you opened the door and you're like, I can't go in there yet.
I
Okay.
would have fought so hard if you tried to push me through that door.
Yeah, because you have a system that works. Your
Yeah,
system is functioning at a very high level. It won't let you go where you're not ready. It's protecting you. It's that safety seeking self. We need that part. And we can work with that part. So it's not a dichotomy, right? This is like dialectical, holding the both hand. It's a dichotomy if you're like, that's beautiful and I want it, but no, there it's this or it's that. And you're like, oh, we could have a little bit of that. Just a little.
yeah,
Everybody okay with that? Just a little, you're like checking it around. And then through the transition, you're like, well, it's not about permission at all. But we started with permission. That's what we had. But then you travel through and you're like, wait, I don't need permission. I need support. I need to not be a toddler trying to do adult things from a toddler perspective. I need to grow up inside. And you got that yourself and you're making the connections and your nervous system will grow a little at a time. And writing it down, drawing on the elements, your knowledge of magical things, upper, middle, lower world, shadow, all those things. You start to get control of that. You start to run the show. Not the past is not running the show anymore. You're like, okay, the past, these things, now I'm here. Now what do I want the future to be? And how do I help it find a place to land? Does that make
yeah.
sense to you?
It does, but honestly, that gold heart behind you has just started
Oh
beaming
my,
out, and it's almost distracting how much like it's just
yeah.
like
Yeah,
whoosh.
your system's like that. Like that.
Yeah.
Light that heart up and let it radiate. I think I got that off Etsy. If you go just Sacred Heart.
Yeah, I don't need one for my own, but it's just like
Yeah.
oh, I've been sitting here with you the whole time, and all of a sudden I was
Yeah.
like, oh, oh,
Yeah. 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 So do you see how intelligent your system is? It's like finding everything it can find to symbolize and talk to you and tell you like that. Notice that thing. Oh, it's like that. Okay.
yeah,
Expanding. River, nature, air, fire, water, earth. All those things come together and guide you. If you write it down in a notebook, it will help you stabilize. It will, because your mind will be like, we probably just made that up. Or, whatever. Your system is primed to go back into freeze. So to keep it out of freeze, you need that daily practice and something you can carry with you to keep yourself awake.
oh, that's beautiful. And my friend Elena will be so excited because she's been telling me to journal for years, and I was like,
Well,
and when I do, I end up like, today this happened, today that
yeah.
happened, today this happened,
Yeah,
today
because
that happened.
you've been mental. That's mental journaling.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to journal. You just jot down Sacred Heart behind Laura Michelle on Laura Michelle's wall. Sacred Heart image. Okay, hold that. You're moving through your day. So if it gets your attention, it's for you. You're moving through your day, you see
Ooh,
a dragonfly in a weird place. Oh, dragonfly at work this time. You don't even have to think about what it means. You're just giving it a place to land, bringing energy into physical. That's the practice for now. So it's like journaling, but it's more like it's that portal. It's a doorway. It's a doorway from the invisible to the visible. You're
that's
super
awesome.
smart.
I've known I've been smart and intelligent, but
Smart
it's
ass.
eh. I tell people it came with the set.
What questions do you have?
I don't know that I have question. It's so funny now. Sorry, I'm just like you've opened my eyes to
Yeah.
noticing, and I
Yes.
have a salt lamp over there.
Yeah.
I've had it on 24/7 for. probably since I moved in. But
Yeah.
now I can like sort of feel the see and feel the light of it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
So complex. Isn't it fascinating? So
yeah,
complex. Your system is so complex and it's highly communicative, communicating with you at a really deep, complex level. So getting it down on paper. So I would write that down. Salt lamp, radiance, radiant light,
yeah,
light coming to me. Just like peppering the words down as they come through you. Uh, like writing a song or like connecting, like, oh, this fits with this song. Oh, that fits with this, reminds me of this. So salt lamp, radiance, heat, warmth, life, just blah, 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 blah down on the paper. See what
yeah.
happens. It's an adventure.
It's almost like I can feel it now too.
Yeah, I'm
The
sure you
salt
can.
lamp.
You're aware. So if we
Yeah.
want to boil all this down to one word, it's awareness. Awareness. If I don't know where I am, I can't know how to go anywhere. GPS is another good one. Like put that address in the GPS, but until you put the car in gear and go, it can't guide you. You're just sitting idling.
It's also in like a yin yang with hypervigilance, which I'm super aware of. But
Yes,
the awareness is like a bigger, deeper place. But I've been living in hypervigilance
it's different. Yeah, yeah,
forever. But
different.
like, and I've taken classes where they're like, open your awareness and stuff. And but it wasn't somatic, it wasn't physical. And that's what you've helped me find is the physical
A
piece of
missing link. Yeah. It's
yeah.
a missing link
'Cause
in all of our
I
work.
was trying to work it all from here
Yeah.
and none of it ever worked. But you
Right.
helped me somaticize.
Yeah. Well, it
Like,
embody.
yeah, embody.
It can't.
See, it was easier for me to find the hard word than it was to like find the embody word,
That's okay. That's my job. You don't
I
have
can
to do it
do it.
all by yourself.
And you do it well, darling.
You are masterful in your processes of
Oh,
all the ways. So, okay, are you good if I stop the recording here?
yeah.
Okay. Thank, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll
Oh
talk
my
about the
gosh.
mechanics.